Welcome to my YouTube channel called X-Plane Instructor, and thanks for watching. All of my videos on this channel have the goal of teaching you to fly the X-Plane simulator. There are many stages in learning to fly. This video is the first in my playlist number 11 series about learning how to fly your first cross-country flight. The plane you're looking at is the X-Plane Cessna 172 that is sitting on the parking ramp of the Walterboro, South Carolina Airport, also known as the Low Country Regional Airport. The teaching goal for this video is for you to become familiar with the tools and flight planning techniques to prepare for the cross-country flight. The flight plan will be to fly VFR from Walterboro, South Carolina to Summerville, South Carolina, a short flight of about 30 miles. These are the tools you will use. So what you see here is a plotter and what's called a circle maker. And you can also use just a plain ruler if you don't have a plotter. And you see underneath those two items the VFR sectional chart for the Charlotte area. The white square is an IFR en route low altitude chart, L23 and L24. And this is a close-up of the Jepson plotter that I use. It has a rotating bezel, which makes it convenient. These are available from many pilot shops on the web. So what you see here is the circle maker. This is the one I bought, and I bought it from Amazon, and it's at a fairly good price of about $5. So this is a VFR sectional that is available for download from the FAA website, and this is for the Charlotte sectional. And don't forget, there's other videos in other playlists explaining the details and how you get these. And also, this is the IFR en route low altitude chart for the area I fly in. It's chart L23 and L24 with them back to back on the page. So what you're looking at now is the approach plate for flying an ILS runway 23 into the Walterboro Airport. And this approach plate has a great deal of information you need to plan your flight. So now you're looking at the approach plate into the Summerville Airport. It's an approach plate for the precision approach with the NDB to runway 6. And it again has a great deal of information you need to plan your cross-country flight, even though you're flying VFR. These maps and approach plates are free and downloadable from the FAA website. The details of that information are in another playlist. So what you're looking at here is my checklist for this video. And we've just covered the first section of the tools that we'll need, and we went through all of those items. And coming up, we're going to talk about the flight planning necessary and how to make a VFR sectional custom route map and make a checklist for the flight. So what you see here is my custom route map for this cross-country flight. And if you look carefully where the Walterboro Airport is, you see a sort of a purple magenta line going out with an arrow head at the end of it. And then you see a second purple magenta line from that point to the Summerville Airport. And the red lines are the waypoints that I calculated when I did this with pencil and paper on my map on my table. And that becomes the information I need to make sure I'm staying on course and going in the right direction, and how long it'll take to get there too. So these techniques are again going to be explained in detail in another playlist. So here's my checklist that I made up for this cross-country flight, and it'll be sitting on my knee board in the airplane when I I use a knee board sometimes when I am flying the X-plane. And so this checklist, the upper half is everything you need to get there from Walterboro to Somerville. The upper half is all the VFR information you need to get there. And the lower half of this checklist is what you would need to do to actually fly the NDB approach into Somerville. We won't be needing that because we're going to pick a nice day where there's lots of nice weather. So before you go climbing into this airplane, you got to be ready. And what I hope you got out of this video is all the tools and techniques I use before I go flying in the X-Plane 11 Cessna 172 basic aircraft. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for the next videos where you get to see me actually fly this route.